Hello, this is Jill.
And Kayla.
And we are
I wanna wear your skin!
There was a fart right.
There was.
Right when we started saying that, and I took a breath
God.
in.
Oh, big cuppa fart.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So welcome. If you've never listened to us before, it's a lot of dog farts.
Yeah, in fact, that's actually our show. We review dog farts.
We'll tell you all about how they smell and taste and...
Every week, tune in.
Toot in.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
Well, we've devolved into dog fart puns, and that's fine.
We've got nothing else now.
Yeah.
But really, we watch Lifetime movies and then talk shit about them because there's nothing else we could do about them.
Or with our lives.
Yeah, we're good. We're done. We're trash humans.
Yeah.
We say things on the internet, but we don't mean them.
Not even a little bit. Very strong opinions about really bad movies.
Really mundane things.
Yep, so.
I have a lot of opinions about coffee and cups.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we're really changing the world here. But if you haven't listened before, go back and listen to episode 1 to get some of our long-running jokes. One of them is that we're trying to get bigger than Bieber. And so we're trying to get a 10,000 babe score. And our babe score right now is 2,669.
69,421!
Nice!
What?
So, that's where we're at. Thanks to all 2,669 of you.
Fucking nuts. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, we love you all. We especially love our Patreon subscribers who are helping us get just inching closer and closer to making merch for you all. In fact, maybe we'll have a little sit down after this and talk about it.
Yes.
But we need to make merch for you all. We have made a video of Kayla making spaghetti with her fetty.
Yes. If you're into that toe game,
which if you didn't think you were, once you watch this, you will be.
That's what people have said. They're like, I even Lenny was just like, why would I want to watch this? He's like, I want to watch this. Yeah, this is good.
It's 1,000% worth the money. Our Patreon is www.patreon.com/I-wanna-wear-your-skin. And we have 5 different fleece blanket levels that you can subscribe to. They start pretty cheap and they don't go higher than $20 unless you want to give us more than 20. We'll totally super take that.
100%.
But they're fun. You get to watch the movies along with us on Facebook. You get to watch videos of us doing this, which is fun because sometimes there's things that you just can't hear. You know?
Right? And we also, I think one of my favorite add-ons to this podcast was when we started recording us watching the movie. Because you get so fucking much shit that we don't ever cover in the episodes.
Yeah.
And a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. But if you really can't donate even just $2 a month, please leave us a review. And we just got a new review this week, actually, from a lovely human named Music Manda. This person says that this is one of the funniest podcasts she's ever or he's ever listened to. I don't watch Lifetime movies, but hearing Jill and Kayla describe the scenes has completely changed my commute. If you listen to one full episode, you'll be hooked.
Love it.
So that's fucking rad. So thank you so much for leaving us a review. If you leave us a review, that helps break the iTunes algorithm and gets more people interested and seeing this weird little project that we're doing.
More people will know that we're watching Lifetime movies, and I mean, I can't think of anything better in the world.
Right.
It's almost, in America, it's almost Christmas time, which... who fucking cares? But you know what a good Christmas gift would be? An iTunes review.
An iTunes review. Oh my goodness.
So please.
Yes.
We also want to shout out The Bad Copy. They feature us on their site. It's a really rad punk news and reviews and wonderful writing and humans. So go check that out. We love you all. And I think that's all I have for things to say aside from talking. I just don't want to talk about this movie.
Yeah, no, I get it. Like, but unfortunately, I don't have any new news except maybe my dog.
She got a dog.
I got my dog. I brought my boy home. So, Brian and I lost our best friend and number one soulmate, Haley, last month. She was a 14-year-old pit bull. She lived
baby angel.
Very long life, and we miss her every day. But we could not handle rattling around in the house, just us two people. It was fucking driving us crazy. So we got lucky and we adopted a very sweet puggle named Ridley.
Ridley is the sweetest.
He's a fucking goober, and once he gets over his little kennel cough, he will be joining us
Yes, he will.
to fill this room with 3 dog farts.
Because what's better than 2 dog farts? 3.
3 dog farts.
3 dog farts.
So I look forward to introducing him on the podcast
So
in a little
excited.
bit. Yeah.
So keep listening,
Yes.
and you'll eventually meet Ridley. And if you're on our Patreon, you'll even see Ridley.
You'll see him!
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we watched a movie today, everyone.
Yes.
It's called A Dangerous Date.
A Dangerous Date.
Oh, wait, Kayla.
Yeah.
What are you drinking?
Oh, shit! This wasn't even on my radar because I'm not boozy today. But I'm drinking a delicious cup of coffee provided by Jill. I appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
And a sparkling coconut water.
Yeah.
How about you, my lady?
I am drinking a good old cup of Joe. And guess what, everyone? There's coffee in my cup. Everyone on our Patreon,
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it.
This is what it looks like to be
Look,
talking.
there's coffee in my cup. Okay, you can see it.
Yeah. And
I don't want to spill it on my
you
computer.
can see with the weight in your hand how your movement is when
Yeah.
there's something in a cup.
Yeah. I was watching this show last night called Hot Date on Netflix. It's pretty good. Anyway, but she, it's like good, but there are times where the one girl plays a bunch of different characters, and one of them I was like, is that blackface? I'm not sure.
Oh,
like,
God.
She could just be wearing curly hair and a tan, but it's
Oh,
a
God.
little, I don't know.
Oh, that's
I
borderline.
could be wrong. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, but at one point she's like taking a shot, and I swear to God, it doesn't even like touch her lip, and then she doesn't even sip it, and it's like, where did the shot go? It's not in her mouth.
It just
And they
disappeared.
yeah, I'm like, was there anything in that glass? Like, how did that happen? It was more, I wasn't even mad. I was just like, how?
Like, it's the magic of cinema. Like, just pour apple juice in there if it's whiskey. Like, pour water in there if it's vodka. Like, it doesn't have to be a big deal. Like, I understand food scenes.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, like, no one's gonna sit there and do 20 takes eating pancakes over and over again.
On The Bachelor, they just let that food sit.
Yeah.
They're like,
Oh, yeah, well,
this lobster?
Yeah, well, women aren't allowed to eat, especially on camera.
And they only get to have the drinks that they want.
Jesus.
Except this movie flipped the script.
Yes, it did. So
Not in a great way. Yeah, tell me about the movie.
I will give you this long ass synopsis. So I apologize. So, A Dangerous Date 2018. Julie introduces her single father Peter to the world of online dating. When Peter meets Alexis, it's love at first sight. But as Julie and Alexis get to know each other, she begins to learn that Alexis might not be what she seems. Dun, dun, dun.
Doesn't it sound like a fun twist? I wish it was a fun twist.
I wish it was too. So when you gave me the premise of this movie last week, sounded great, and then you also told me it was filmed 2018, so that immediately made me hopeful that it would be a good movie. This was probably the worst new movie we've seen.
This is one of the worst movies we've watched. This was very bad.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, like, this is like a 33rd or something. Like,
yeah, something like that.
This was one of the worst.
But the weird part is that it was filmed okay. Like, the shots
It looked alright.
were good. Yeah, it looked like a good movie, but between the acting and the plot,
It didn't look great. It looked like a really long episode of CSI Miami.
Yes, that is a great way to put it.
Yeah.
So, good for Lifetime standards.
Yes.
But in everyday.
The acting was just atrocious.
Yeah, it was just really, really bad.
And really sorry. I mean, I'm sure y'all are good actors in other things, but this was not the film to showcase.
I mean, maybe, because we don't recognize these people from anything else
That's
either. So.
So we've got Cillian Murphy, who plays Alexis, the main protagonist. The only thing I wrote down was she was in some show called Sunny with a Chance, and I wrote it down because her character's name was Portland.
Yeah, that's right. Portland without a D.
Portland.
Which I told Jill
It's
to
just weird.
add to the fucking list of bad white people names.
Yeah. Then we've got David Chikachi, who plays Peter, and you may know him from Baywatch. He was on a bunch of episodes of Baywatch, but I don't know him from Baywatch because I didn't watch Baywatch.
No, but he is tans like a motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he is half-baked.
Then we have Brianna, I think it's Brianna, Joy Chomer, and she plays Julie.
Mm-hmm.
And you may know her from the other Lifetime movies, Stalked by My Doctor, and a subsequent sequel to that, Stalked by My Doctor, I don't know, like He Found Me or something.
Yes. Stalked by my doctor's wife.
Yeah. I'm sure that's a movie.
Yeah, I bet that's a good movie.
I'd watch it.
Yeah.
You know, I say that now. I don't want to watch any of these anymore, but here we are.
I get that.
If anyone wants us to change this podcast into reviews of watching Seventh Heaven, send us an email because I'd gladly change.
Yeah, because we were just talking about it. The premise would then be Jill rewatching Seventh Heaven and me watching it for the first time.
Which would be very similar to Gilmore Guys.
Yes.
Except it would be us watching Seventh Heaven.
Yeah.
I didn't want, I watched most of Seventh Heaven, but I wouldn't say that I, remember everything that happened. But it probably would come back to me.
Just, the dad just gives me the fucking creeps on that show.
Yeah, didn't it come out that he, was a shitbag later on?
Did it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's weird that
Or he could have died, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that it came out that he was a shitbag.
It would be bizarre that I got a weird gut feeling just by
know.
looking at his stupid-ass face.
I'm 99% sure that something came out
And I'm also grateful for any opportunity to postpone talking about this movie.
I will talk about anything else. This movie was not good. Seventh Heaven Dad.
Sketchy guy.
There we go. It's coming up already. Boop, doop, boop. Yeah, admits to sexually abusing 3 girls.
Oh, God. How it's so terrible to be right. Oh, my God. Of course he did. Fuck. No,
Seventh Heaven Mom is down for a reunion if the dad is dead.
Sick.
Oh, I'm into it.
Oh, super, super into it.
So, yeah, if anyone wants us to do that, gladly
We'll
stop
hop on
watching
it.
these movies.
Yeah, because the 30 of them in, almost a year in, it is,
it's getting tiring, man.
woo!
They're not getting better.
They are not.
And I thought that, they would at least get better in terms of, this is bad and we have a lot to say. But I feel like we've watched a bunch lately where it's just this just was not good.
No.
It wasn't, it was barely even problematic because it was so bad.
Yeah. They didn't even have the opportunity to be problematic because they were wasting their time just being weird and shitty.
All right, okay.
Okay, we'll get into this.
Okay, so it starts with Peter, who I kept calling David because that's his actual name, but Peter was his character. He's with a client. Apparently he is a divorce attorney. And the dude is, complaining about how he just bought his wife $1 million house and she's a monster or something.
Specifically calls her a wench.
Oh, that's right.
Because she wants to leave him. And how dare she leave him when he has become so successful and has done so much for her?
You know, when someone buys me a house, I'm locked into that relationship forever at that point.
Oh, yeah. I pretty much pony up until I die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The emotions don't mean anything.
No. What is love?
Baby, don't hurt me.
Baby, don't hurt me.
So, and then in that conversation, Peter's like, oh, yeah, that sucks, man. My wife died, so...
So that's, that's...
But sorry that your wife's a wench.
That's my struggle.
Then, he goes to his supposedly, 18-year-old daughter who's absolutely in her late 20s.
God, she's so fucking old.
And she's not, old, but she's
in
real life 24, and they're trying to pretend like she's about to go to college for the first year.
Yeah.
And it's no.
And she's wearing blue jean shorts and a white t-shirt with stripes on it.
The whole movie.
From the first scene to the last scene. And this movie takes place over the course of, like, what, a week and a half?
At least a week, potentially longer.
So, we looked up the budget of this movie, $2.5 million. $2.5 million and y'all couldn't Goodwill a second outfit? You motherfuckers?
She didn't have one from home?
She did.
She has one outfit in her life? What are you what?
Like, I hope she changed your underwear, because that's a fucking yeast infection. Like, me as a 30-year-old woman can't wear the same underwear for 14 days in a row. No, man. That's a fucking nightmare.
You could not shower, but at least change your goddamn underwear.
Oh my god. It was just, stop it. Stop it.
We should have stopped this movie the second we realized
As soon as we realized it, like, halfway in, we just should have abandoned ship. Like,
because Alexis wears a different outfit every scene.
Oh, yeah, and so does Peter. Why can't the daughter have clothes?
Well, she is kind of a bitch.
She is. God, she's a bitch.
So
we'll get into that.
They are talking about going out to dinner because apparently they have dinner every Tuesday with each other.
Which is cute. That's a cute idea.
Yeah. And then, he, like, goes into his bedroom to change, and he sees a picture of his wife, and it flashes back to him proposing to her on the beach.
Yeah.
But they look as old as he is right now.
So 45.
And she is his daughter's mom.
Yes. So this is supposed to be a flashback from like 20 years ago.
But it's definitely not.
No.
And it also just, I told Kayla when we were watching it, like, it's not that it's an unnecessary scene, but it is. Like, there's really no need to watch him propose. Like, it doesn't have anything to do with the story other than the fact that he misses her, which is given when he says, yeah, she's dead and I miss her. Like,
yeah, and it's dumb because, like, that scene Jill and I were talking about was obviously the movie's way of showing us as an audience how much, like, he loved his wife. But, like, you could show us a million other things or show us fucking nothing. They were married for forever. They had a kid. Like, you don't need to show two 40-year-old people pretending to be 20 getting engaged on a beach.
And it's just a really long... It's not like...
Oh, no, it's not short.
It's not short, and it's just them, like, hugging and kissing around the beach. It's like, okay, why am I watching this? Like, this doesn't add anything to the story. Anyway, so that happens. Then they go to a restaurant, and... I mean, as a server, I just got annoyed. Like, they walk in, he's like, our usual spot, which I'm sure it's just a seat yourself place. Fine. Always check everybody. But anyway, they go and they find the communal table, which is fine, but they sit in the fucking middle of it across from each other. Like,
yep.
If anyone came in with a large party, you're fucked. Like, what are you doing? Sit at the end of the table.
Yeah, it's a 10 top, I'd say.
At least. What
yeah.
are you doing?
And there are just two people just squatting right in the middle of it.
Don't be a dick, man.
So just to set the scene, they're at this community table that is right next to the bar. And at the bar, we meet Alexis, aka Lexi, for the first time, and she is on a real bad first date.
Yeah.
Yep,
it's not good. The dude is one of the worst actors I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. Also, one of the top worst faces I've ever seen in my life.
Not good.
Terrible face. Weasel face. He's a weasel face man, and I don't care. I'm saying it, Jill. He's a weasel face man.
I can't erase it. So that's what's been said.
Oh, he's just a puckered little
But
mouth.
he's like, all right, let's get out of here. And she's like, no, I'd like you to leave, actually. Which, basically, this is the only good scene in the movie is her, like, telling this dude off.
Yeah.
And at one point, he, like, puts his hand on her leg. We scroll back to the dad and the daughter, and she's like, they, like, get each other presents for, I don't know, it's not Christmas. It's just
they give no reason.
And he gets her... Well, he gives her her mother's scarf because she's moving to Maine, but it is a summer scarf. So it's a sweet gift, but he's like, so because you're going to get cold.
So here's a gauzy thin scarf.
Stay warm in Maine.
Yeah.
And she gets him a dating profile on a dating website.
Yes.
And he's like, oh, I'm not ready for that. And she's like, yeah, you are. And it's aggressive and weird. And then we pan back, and the dude's, like, putting his hand on Lexi's leg, and she's like, I said no.
Yeah.
And he's like, come on, baby, what's wrong? And she's like, no. And she just, like, very calmly keeps saying no, and he keeps pushing the issue. So she rolls her hand halfway back behind her body and then slaps him, which is tight, but the worst slap I've ever seen.
Yeah, just too big of a wind up.
That's not good.
And then she storms out of the. But first, actually, while this whole thing's going on, while she's like trying to get her date to leave him alone and eavesdrop on the other date, she's actually pulling up the website that the daughter mentioned, getting him a profile
like
on
romancematch.com or something.
Yeah, something dumb on her phone, trying to like find his profile. And then, yeah, so after the slap, she storms out of the bar, and the dad's like, "Oh, did you see that? Ooh, got a little action there."
That could have been me if I had been on a date. Like,
you see?
Yeah, if you're a dick. Then, oh, I forgot that there's also this line that Julie, the daughter, says where he's like, so, yeah, like, what are your plans? And she's like, he's like, what are your plans with your boyfriend, Billy? And she's like, well, Billy's in a band and I'm going to college. Like, they have to break up because he's in a band that's fucking irresponsible. Like, fuck you, Julie.
Yeah, he's not a grown-up because he plays an instrument.
He's not going to college, so he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, so I just can't be with that kind of guy, you know? I just can't get serious about him.
Anyway, he goes home and looks at his dating profile.
And which his daughter wrote for him.
Yeah.
And it's very cliche, like...
He loves ice cream. Anyone want to go out for a scoop?
Oh, blah. Oh, God. But yeah, it mentions...
Do you want to make each other's dating profiles? And just see what messages come up? And then read them?
I feel like I already did that, and that's how I got Brian. Like, my...
Well, we're not doing it for love.
Oh, okay.
We're doing it for comedy.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay.
And he kind of laughs at it. He already has some matches, and he's just
I forgot what we were talking about. I was like, why does he have matches? Is he smoking?
Yeah, he's just smoking in the house like it's 1984.
Yeah, he already has some matches.
And he's like browsing it, but he's not like super serious about it. He's amused, if anything. And he shuts his computer and he goes to bed. But right before he leaves his computer, a message pops up, and it's Lexi. It's Alexis. So then the next morning, he's getting ready for work, and his daughter, Julie, has a late start, and he's giving her a hard time, like, oh, when you go to college next year, you better sign up for afternoon classes, because you're a sleepyhead.
Which is like, Dad, your first year of college, all of your classes are at 7 a.m. Welcome to college.
Yeah. Welcome to being an adult. And somehow she immediately goes hard-lined into him about dating. Maybe she opens up his computer, but somehow it comes up, and she's just like...
She brings it up.
Yeah, like, oh, have you gone on here yet? He's like, oh, I looked,
It's been less than 12 hours. Have you made a match yet?
Yeah, and she immediately starts yelling at him.
Wait, she's wearing a different shirt just in this scene.
Oh, shit, you're right. She's wearing that sleep shirt.
She's wearing that, like, it's the beach shirt or something.
Oh, okay, so now we know...
It's the only scene.
So now we know that she doesn't sleep in that outfit all the time.
But she wore that, well, maybe she wore that at home all day.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just remembered that she did wear one other shirt in this movie. Anyway.
Thank God. Thanks, guys, for getting her one extra t-shirt.
So then she goes on his computer when he leaves and starts talking to Lexi.
Yeah.
As him. And my favorite part about their conversation is when she asks Lexi, so do you have any hobbies?
No.
Never caught one.
No, I'm a person that doesn't do anything, and I like nothing.
I'm home.
Yeah,
that's all it.
I'm just a human doing human things in my human house.
It's me, Lexi.
Hi.
What is it? How do you? What are your hobbies? Is the correct question. Do you? It's like when someone comes into a restaurant. Do you have a bathroom?
No.
Nope.
No.
I know that it's legally not okay, but no, we don't.
Yeah, no, we don't.
Not even for us.
No, I just wet myself.
I pee outside.
Throughout the day.
Sometimes I pee while I'm talking to a table.
It's disgusting. It's not food safe.
What are you gonna do?
I can't hold it.
Literally nothing.
Literally nothing. So then she calls her dad at work and she's like, hey, so you know that Dodgers game that we were going to go to on Saturday night? Yeah, well, it's canceled. And he was like, what the fuck? Like, we always go to Dodgers games. And she's like, well, you have a date. And I'm going to go to the Dodgers games with my boyfriend.
With Billy, who's in a band.
Yeah, so I guess we are pretty serious.
I'm totally breaking up with him, though, but, like, I really want to go to this game with him.
Yeah. So...
And let's just point out that this whole conversation, she's like, she sounds fucking amazing. Like, I really have a good feeling about her. My intuition is 100% correct, and I just really think you should do this.
Yeah, and also, while really being like, Mom's dead. Mom's not coming back. You need to
stop
move
living
on.
in the past, Dad.
You need to meet someone.
Made me so upset. Like, this whole movie, they keep talking about not living in the past as if grief is you just living in the past, and that's not what it is.
That's not what grief is.
A fucking reductionist view of grief, and it pisses me off. Like, they do this in movies all the time. Like, just fucking get over it. It's like, it lives with you forever. Fuck you.
Yeah,
like,
if it was... I don't know.
If you're not ready to date after your fucking wife dies, okay.
That's fine. That's
if you don't want to date because you don't want to date, okay.
If you're also nervous of online dating because you're 45, like, and you've never done that before, also okay.
I would be nervous of any dates. Like, I don't know, you're out with a fucking stranger.
Yeah, any blind date scenario is fucking nerve-wracking.
Anyway, so I just really didn't appreciate that they keep talking about, like, stop living in the past.
Yeah, so, and Julie was just, like, never likable, like, from the get-go.
No.
Like, you watching her berate her dad consistently in the first act of the movie really put a bad taste in your mouth for Julie. And kind of made you feel bad for Peter.
Then we go back to a flashback at the hospital with the mom. I don't remember her name. Oh, Molly. And so apparently she had cancer, and she was in the hospital, and the dad and Julie were visiting her, and she's like, I need you to say that you're going to take care of Julie. And he's like, yeah, of course. And she's like, I just don't know how much more time I have. And basically he's like, okay, like, could we not, though? Like, can we just talk about other things? Like, you're making me upset now, and I don't want to talk about you dying because it's better for you.
Which...
Right? Like...
Yeah, which, I mean, like,
I get that perspective, but it's...
I do too, but let people who are dying...
Feel how they feel.
Feel how they feel while they're dying.
Right.
Like, let them deal with it how they need to deal with it. And if that means getting assurances from their partner that they're going to be there for their mutual child, like... answer their question. Like,
I totally have empathy for that being a shitty situation. Like, your wife is dying, you're also dealing with it, but she's dying. Like, you just have to prioritize her feelings, and if you need to step back for a minute, that's okay, but you can't just be like, can we not?
Yeah.
I don't feel like it right now talking about this.
Right? Yeah. Because it's not like she's at home battling cancer. She is.
No, she's like
in the hospital.
Yeah.
In hospice. Like, let her do what she needs to do. So now it's sushi date time.
Woo!
Sake bombs.
And I had to point out that she said they were going to a place called Goji's. And then they show up and it's like, I don't know, some other name of a restaurant. So, inconsistency.
So what's up, Lifetime?
Bullshit.
So they meet for a sushi date. Lexi is dressed to the nines. And
she's coming in hot.
And she like immediately like greets him with a big hug and a kiss on the cheek, and it's just like really like just dripping all over him. And then like literally as soon as they sit down, he gets a phone call. And it's fucking Julie. And Julie's in the car with her boyfriend, who we said looks like a red hot chili pepper Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah.
So that is your fucking imagery of Billy. So they're going to the Dodgers game.
And he legit at one point wears sweatpants shorts. So
yes.
If he had only been wearing basketball shorts over sweatpants,
boom.
There we go.
He's done it. And Julie's just like, so tell me about her. And he's like, well, we just got here.
I literally just met her.
She seems nice. Okay.
Bye. Have fun at the game.
But Julie, like, doesn't want to get off the phone. He has to, like, make Julie get off the phone. Like, bitch, you are calling us at the time that you scheduled for my date to ask me how my date is going.
Julie's the worst.
Julie is the fucking worst.
She's the second worst, which we'll discuss. But,
yes.
And then Lexi, the bartender, comes over and is like, can I get you some drinks? And Peter's like, I'm good with just water. And she's like, I'll have a sake. He'll have a sake too.
Ooh.
How fun.
Lifetime finally turned the tables.
Yeah. They finally had a woman make sure that the man was drinking whatever she wanted him to drink. So, thanks, Lifetime. Then, she talks about how her dad died.
Yes.
And I don't remember really anything. Oh, he says to her, wow, like, how refreshing, you're educated and beautiful, which I told Kayla, like, there's no way that has been said to a man. Like, it's so refreshing to find an educated man.
It's so nice that you're handsome and smart, said no one ever on their first date.
But I've been surprisingly smart to people my whole life.
Oh, like, yeah, you know. Well, women, we be dum-dum. We know how to do things outside house. Do you go work and vacuum there too?
I can do dishes.
Is there a washing machine in your briefcase? How you do that? Oh, good job.
And then they fuck.
Yeah, they get wasted, they feed each other sushi, they fuck.
They do. Radar.
God damn.
No.
Oh, it's like rancid
bread.
Beef jerky. Oh, God. What bread smells like this, Jill?
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
There's just a yeasty element to it.
This is what bread smelled like. I'd never eat bread, and I love bread. Okay, so they fuck. We're both...
love bread. I eat bread every day.
Jesus, is that the Oprah commercial?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking Oprah.
It's my favorite commercial.
Oh, it's good.
I know it's for Weight Watchers. Fuck Weight Watchers.
Have you seen the GIF or GIF, whatever you animals feel like calling it, where it's like, yeah, you get a bread, and it's just her throwing bread. Anyways, back on track. So Jill and I are both surprised that they have sex because he has literally not dated in what looks like 8 years.
So fucking resistant. But I think they had a lot of sake.
I definitely agreed.
And I'm not, like, I have to point out, I don't think that is okay. Like, not that he was being shitty, but, like, I think people need to have more conversations about how, like, it's not that chill to just get wasted and fuck people because you get into situations you don't want to be in, or you get into situations where you're taking advantage of someone because you're both wasted.
Yeah.
But, I mean, this definitely seemed consensual, but I don't like the flippancy of getting drunk and having sex on television because it makes it seem okay. And I don't think it's okay.
And I agree with that. Especially, like, in a blind first date scenario. Like, I feel like there should be a little bit more responsibility in terms of how we talk about, like, sex and drinking. Yeah. Because in America, we have a really big fucking problem with that. I'm sure globally we do as well, but at least it feels like it's very much so tied into a cultural thing in the U.S.
Well, it's just, it's like, oh, they're wasted and they're leaving together.
So they must be fucking.
Which they could be, but that doesn't mean it's consensual. So, anyway.
So in the middle of the night, he gets up and goes to the bathroom, and he has a flashback in there where, oh no, excuse me, I'm fucking this up.
He wakes up and, like, they're both there together, and Julie comes into the kitchen and she's just, like, instantly offended that they have had sex.
Yes, that's what it is. I miswrote my notes.
There's no miswriting.
Yeah, there's just so much. And we're surprised because Julie,
so about it,
who can't stop fucking talking about her dad moving on quickly because she's going to college out of state and she really wants him to settle down, is furious at her dad for sleeping with Lexi, sleeping with her in their house, like the whole 9 yards.
And she makes it known.
Oh yeah.
Like Lexi's looking for milk in the fridge, and she's like, can I get you something?
Yeah, it's rude. She's like rude.
Yeah, she's
no
not
chill.
Uh,
And even her dad is just like, what is your problem? You set this date up. And she's like, yeah, but I didn't know that like you were gonna be like hanging all over each other and like being in love. He's like, who said anything about love?
Yeah.
Like, we like each other. Like, this is what adults do.
this date went well, that's it.
Yeah, like
chill
you need to
out.
calm the fuck down, but she is aggro.
That's when there's a flashback, and I don't remember why.
So this is where I wrote it out of sequence. Lexi has a flashback.
Oh.
After like seeing some photos in the house and stuff, because it turns out Lexi was working as a nurse while Molly was in the hospital dying of cancer.
I'm wondering, though, if she was just wearing scrubs, but she was actually a patient.
Oh. Do you think this movie was smart enough for that?
I kind of do, because I think that's what they were trying to set up the whole time.
Okay.
But they were trying to make it seem like she was a nurse, because she was so young.
Yeah, like she looked like she was 18. Like she looked
If
18.
that old.
While this daughter who's supposed to be 18 looks like she's 28.
Yeah.
So either she was a nurse
She was
or
at the hospital during
yeah.
that time at some in some capacity.
And she was watching the family and all their scenes and was like really like obsessed with them, and a nurse is even just like, hey, like you really need to cut it out, it's inappropriate, you need to stop watching them all the time, it's weird.
Yeah.
And then it cuts back to this scene, and so Julie wants to go to her boyfriend's house. She wants to get the fuck out of the house. And Lexi's like, ooh, let me drive you. I'll drive you over.
It's like a family car ride.
Yeah.
And Julie's like, fuck you. Fine, though. So she gives her a ride. They're, like, talking about how Julie wants to be a doctor, and Lexi, quote-unquote, is a doctor. And Lexi's like, you know, it's really hard. Like, you're gonna see people die. Like, their lives are in your hands. And she gets really, like, morbid but realistic about it. And Julie's like, okay, bye. And then gets to Billy's house, and Billy is really trying to pressure her into having sex with him, and like doesn't get why she's upset, which neither do we.
But also don't
push it.
Yeah, don't force yourself on someone.
And he's like, she's like, I can't believe you didn't like see it, like she sucks. And he's like, what, she's hot, like I want my doctor to be that hot. And her whole response is just, oh my god, you're so gross, which is true, but that was another thing that was really flippant that I think like could be called out much stronger, of like, that's actually not an okay thing for you to say. Like, you don't need to say, I would bend over and cough for this woman at any time. Like,
no,
it's more than gross. Like, that's please weird. Don't say that.
That's a fucking weird thing to say.
And so she like gets pissed and leaves the house, and he finally follows her, and he's like, let me just give you a ride home, even though she literally just got there. And she's like, actually I want to go to the hospital, because she wants to find out if Lexi actually works there.
Yeah. Which, once again, we don't know why she wants to do that. Lexi has not given any indication of being a suspicious person at all. Like, and I was telling Joe, like, they easily could have made this movie better simply by not making Julie be a fucking bitch from scene 1, and just her being like, oh, it's cool that my dad's dating, and then I'm getting to know this lady, and then maybe some of the story she's telling her is inconsistent, and then that slowly makes her suspicious, and then she starts asking questions. Like, no, she's literally pissed that her dad is doing the exact same thing that she's been peer pressuring him to do, and she's so mad at him that she's gonna go spy on his girlfriend.
This movie could have gone so many ways that it didn't go. It just, it's not, at every turn it was not good.
It just wasn't.
Then it's another flashback, and Lexi is talking to the mom.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
And she's like, so how did you know that Mr. Lewis was the one? She's like, I've always known when it's true love, you just know.
Love at first sight.
And I don't remember. They just talk about him and like how great he is.
Well, she did say, now, Lexi, when you want something,
Oh yeah.
you go and you get it, and you let nothing get in your way.
And boy, she took that to heart.
And yeah, she took it to the nth degree, I gotta say.
So then, Lexi is in the house. Is that when she has like a breakdown?
Yeah, but first, Billy and Julie go to the hospital.
Oh, that's right. And they basically, like, no one knows who Lexi is.
Mm-hmm.
They've never heard of her. She doesn't work there. Whatever. Then, for no reason that we could really tell, Lexi is in Peter's apartment just having, like, a mental breakdown.
Yes.
I don't know why. Like, I don't know. Like, she sees a picture of the wife and she's jealous or something.
And y'all, it's bizarre. Like,
they don't explain it.
No, like,
well, I guess they explain it when they talk to her dad. But...
yeah, but like, she's rocking back and forth on the couch. Her eyes are rolled up in the back of her head. She's pulling her hair out. Yeah. She's like, but it's...
which is Lifetime's depiction of having a mental breakdown, of course. Then she, like, is going through their kitchen. She finds Molly's best egg or chicken parm or eggplant parm recipe, and she calls Peter and she's like, hey, let me make you dinner tonight. And he's like, well, it's Tuesday, I always have dinner with Julie on Tuesdays. He's like, well, just have her come too, like, I'll make you both dinner. And she's like, if you think I'm good in bed, you'll love my eggplant parm.
Ugh. What is that?
And he's like, okay, you're so right.
What is that? What is
I don't know.
What does sex have to do with eggplant parm?
I don't know.
If you like how heterosexual sex works, you'll fucking love breaded eggplant. Like, what? Okay.
I don't know.
There we go. I
don't know. Then, yeah, so he tells his daughter's pissed. She goes to Billy and she's like, hey, your brother's a cop, right? He's like, well, he's a DEA agent, sure. And she's like, can you have him run the plates on Lexi's car? And he's like, no. And she's like, come on. He's like, all right. So he's like, I'll ask him. He's probably going to say no.
For real. That's how it went.
That's how it went. Then they get back to the house and Lexi's like making dinner. And Julie is obviously pissed off.
Yes.
And her dad's like, hey, can we talk? Like, you're definitely mad. She's like, I'm fine. And he's like, you're not fucking fine. Which, can I also point out that it was like nighttime in the apartment and they go outside and it's like 11 a.m.
Yes.
And she's like, well, we went to the hospital and there's no Alexis Sawyer there. And he's like, why were you stalking her?
Yeah.
Instead of being like, well, that's strange.
Yeah.
So they go inside and tell Lexi this, and she's like, well, my transfer isn't complete yet. Like, it doesn't always happen that quickly. She gives this whole bullshit excuse. And the dad's like, see, exactly. Like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And then she goes back in the kitchen and cuts her finger and freaks the fuck out, which I would do also because I can't handle my own blood.
I agree.
But she basically acts like she's gonna die, and it's like barely a nick on her fingertip.
Which would be something of suspicion for me if you were a surgeon.
She's a surgeon.
Yeah.
So that's strange. It's more alarming, not that she's like weirded out by her blood, because that can happen, but that she doesn't seem to know what to do about it.
Yeah,
she's like,
that's the
I
part.
don't.
Yeah.
Blood!
Full blown meltdown.
It's fucking weird. And the dad's like, Julie, can you help? Like, we need 3 people for this.
Can you? And he's like, can you get her a glass of water? And she's like, oh my god. And then she reaches. No. What? So guys, where do you keep your glasses in your house? I keep mine
under the sink.
Yeah. That's where she grabbed a glass from. These fuckers keep glasses underneath their sink, not up in the cupboards. They have cupboards. That's not where glasses are.
It's weird.
No. Don't you tell me that that's where you keep your fucking glasses.
Then after this, Lexi, or the dad, like, leaves for some reason.
Sure.
His own apartment. I don't know.
Why?
Anyway, he leaves, and she's like, okay, call me, love you.
Ooh. Love you?
Yeah. Oh no.
3 days in?
Oh no.
Yeah, Radar doesn't like it.
Oh,
he
fuck.
doesn't like it so much that he's just bombing us right now.
Oh.
What did you eat?
Oh
my god, what did you eat? It smells like trash mixed with vomit.
That's probably what it is.
Oh my god.
So yeah, they've been dating for less than a week, and she says, "I love you" when he's leaving the house.
So horrible.
He does not reciprocate, I don't think. I never heard it. Then Julie overhears Lexi on the phone with her dad.
Yes, the supposed dead dad.
But he's on the phone.
He's on the phone.
She tells him to go to hell. Then this is when my notes started to just kind of blend together.
Oh, ditto.
She tells Julie that Peter asked her to move in.
Yes.
Then in that conversation, she slaps Julie.
Yes.
Not really sure why.
She tells Julie that Julie tells Lexi that she's not her mom.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that upsets Lexi.
Yes, I am. Then Billy comes back and says that he ran the plates, but I don't remember what happened.
So, that he ran the plates, but he's still waiting to hear back. And she goes, well, it doesn't matter because I found out that her dad isn't dead. And I'm going to go talk to him. And when I go and talk to him, it'll expose Lexi for the liar that she is. So this is where I miss it. Somehow she finds out that her dad is from Bakersfield. Maybe that's where the car was registered, to a house in Bakersfield. I'm not quite sure.
I wasn't paying attention.
So she drives to Bakersfield, and she knocks on the door of this house, and it is a real drunk guy. A real sad drunk man.
Not a good actor.
Not a good actor.
Sorry, dude. Not good.
And she says that she is there to pick up a dress for Lexi, because that's what Lexi was yelling at her dad about on the phone, that she was going to come and pick up a dress. So he invites her in, and he immediately starts being like, she's crazy, she's psychotic, she's a schizophrenic, she killed her mother.
Yeah, he says that the doctor said she was diagnosed with schizophrenia. So here we go again, where she's just labeled as being crazy.
Yeah.
And she has a mental illness.
Yeah. And he's just like, I don't know about those doctors, but she needs to make herself right with the Lord. Which, dude, drinking a whole fifth of whiskey, she needs to make herself right with the Lord.
She did kill her own mom.
Mm-hmm.
So she said that her mom, had a
subdermal hematoma.
But that's what happens. She said that she, fell and hit her head, and that's what caused the hematoma. I don't know why she fell. I can't remember. I wasn't paying attention. And then she told, when she was in the flashback with Molly, she told Molly that her mom had cancer. So who fucking knows? But apparently she killed her mom somehow. And yeah, here we are again, where we're just labeling a woman as crazy when she has an actual unchecked mental illness.
Yeah.
And it's a fun plot point.
Yeah, and that's just always what it comes down to with Lifetime.
They have trauma, they have a mental illness, but we're just gonna reduce it down to
she's crazy. God, can you believe how crazy she is? So they go into her room, and there's a full-size mannequin wearing a beautiful white wedding dress, just staged in the middle of the room.
In front of a shrine.
In front of the shrine to
Peter.
And it's a whole bunch of photos of different ages of Peter. So obviously this is a very long time enacted plan, ever since Lexi saw him at the hospital.
Also super, it's weird in and of itself, but it's also super weird because they go in the room, the dad doesn't turn a light switch on, but there are just lights in this shrine that have just always been on, I guess.
Yeah, so he keeps the shrine going for her in her absence.
It's fucking weird.
That's weird.
It's very weird.
And so she gets weirded out, and she runs out, and she drives back home.
She fucking books it.
Yeah. And she's
all of a sudden terrified of the dad, even though he didn't show any signs of being a threat to her.
No.
But I mean, she's just freaked out by the whole thing, I think.
Yeah. And so then she calls her boyfriend, and her boyfriend's like, yo, we got back the full scope of her background check, and she is a dangerous lady with a huge rap sheet. You need to try and stay away from her. And she's like, okay.
He's like, she's Lexi Boyer, not Sawyer, which they couldn't think of another fucking name. Like,
no.
All right.
And then she tries to call her dad, and her dad's like, look, I know that you and, fucking what's her face, Lexi had a fight this morning. He calls her a monster.
Yeah! What the fuck? He's like, she said you would say that she slapped you.
Yeah, like, I didn't raise you like this, like, to be a little monster. It's like, what the fuck is going on? So she hangs up the phone with him and continues to rush to their house. She runs in through the front door to try and find her dad, but her dad isn't there, but guess who is?
Wait, but before this, there was the scene where Lexi goes to her dad's house. And that's when she finds out that Julie had been there, and then she kills her dad.
Oh, I totally forgot about that scene. Okay, yes.
She shows up after Julie to her dad's house, and like he's like, you need to be right with the Lord, blah blah blah, the same spiel.
Yeah.
And then she's like, speech. Fuck you, Dad, and kills him. And then that's when Julie comes into the apartment, and Lexi's already there.
Yeah.
And
chloroforms her,
like kind of ties her up in a chair, but not
with
really.
Like a bungee cord
around her. Like it's not even. I don't know.
Yeah, she's not even tied to the chair.
And then she's like, I guess she killed her mom because her mom cheated on her dad.
Yes.
She was like, she just kept cheating. It wasn't cool. Like,
and she just did it over and over and over and over again, and
then she admits that she killed Molly.
Yes,
Julie's mom.
Julie's mom.
And they show the scene, and it's her putting a pillow over her head because she's like, guess what? I'm in love with your husband. Bam, pillow. And she's in a fucking hospital, and like, you know, the vitals like start beeping at the hospital people, and she's not gonna die immediately.
No.
But she does.
She does. She does die immediately, and her vital machines give no warnings. Like their whole reason why they exist.
It took 2 seconds to kill her.
And and then that raises the question to me. So if you killed this woman to get her husband 8 years ago, why
so long?
Did you not contact him for 8 years? Why did he just disappear for 8 fucking years?
She was becoming a doctor.
That's right. She's becoming a fake ass doctor.
Even her dad is like, you literally did not have the time to become a doctor. You're not a doctor, which is the best part of
that. Is
like the actual only like third wall being broken down. Be like, that actually doesn't work. This plotline does not work.
You really cannot tell this story. So Peter comes in to the apartment, sees his daughter tied up, and is like, oh my god, what the fuck? And then Lexi is holding a baseball bat and fucking clubs them.
Yeah.
Because they're Dodgers fans.
Right.
So even though they don't play baseball, they have to
does.
have a baseball in the house.
Yeah. And then she also has a chef's knife.
Yes.
And she tries to stab Peter, but he catches it. And it's a very weird, I don't know how to describe it. It was a very weird scene.
Yeah.
Like, there's no struggle. He's obviously stronger than her, and yet it's challenging. She stabs him in the arm, and immediately Julie's like, oh, I actually am not tied to this chair.
Yes.
And gets up and takes her summer scarf from her mother and then wraps it around Lexi's throat. Apparently only to make her pass out because we see her in the end of the movie, so she didn't die. Then, you know, we get to the end and Julie says that she's going to stay home with her dad. And her dad's in the hospital, not hooked up to anything. He just has a sling on his arm and he's on his computer and he is looking up a new match on his dating profile. And then we see Lexi and she has an Irish doctor and that's it.
Yeah. That's literally it. So, I don't know what to do with that.
I just want it to be gone from my brain.
I don't know what was worse, like everyone being terrible or the one action scene that we got where it was just fucking Lexi slow posing with a knife in
like-
order for
it was
someone
like
to
you were
tackle her.
Watching the process of a claymation.
It was so bad. It was boring too.
It wasn't good. There was
Like-
the only good part again was when she slapped that dude.
Yeah.
And that wasn't
For
even
getting
a
too
good slap.
handsy. No. And also when she told her boyfriend off for trying to force her
Yeah.
into having sex when she was not in the mood to have sex.
Yeah,
very
I did
clearly.
appreciate her just like leaving the house, be like, I'm fine to just go home, fuck you.
Yeah, but god damn, it was just so boring.
It was not good.
And there was no good twists.
no.
And the acting was so bad.
like, it could have been a good twist that she killed her mom, but she killed everybody, so it was just like, okay.
Yeah, and it wasn't revealed in a very, like, cool or interesting way.
And I didn't care about anybody because everyone sucked. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. And
Don't watch this movie.
yeah, and it wasn't like you got to watch someone who trusted someone realize that their trust was misplaced because Julie hated her from the get-go.
Except for when she hooked her dad up with it.
Exactly. So none of this made sense.
It's
Okay.
not good.
So, how many fleece blankets, Jill?
One.
One for me as well.
And
One.
that's a stretch.
Yeah, and I would even cover my feet with that one fleece blanket.
I'd maybe put on a toenail.
I'd let my dog poop on it.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Then
Ugh.
I'd wrap it up and I'd put it on the doorstep of whoever the fuck made this movie.
Two dudes wrote this movie, so it's your fault. You're terrible. Stop it. Stop it.
Don't make another movie,
I'm
please.
done. I'm
Do
done with
better.
this. Oh my
Listen to this
God.
episode and do better.
Yes,
wasn't
please. Oh my god, we'll tag you
Um,
online.
Anyway, it's really ruined my day.
There's just so we've watched a lot of bad ones. But Sometimes you just get left with one that makes you feel so defeated. That
I've been in
this
an
is
internet
one of them.
argument with a bunch of people since yesterday, and this made me feel more defeated than having to repeat myself 7,000 times of my fucking point.
I just like
You
to
know?
I just like to feel like a winner. And this movie
I feel
did
like a
not make me
fucking
feel like
loser.
I feel like such a goddamn loser. God damn it.
God.
God damn it.
Please write us emails and tell us that we're great.
Yeah, we need to pick me up.
We need something.
Fuck.
Maybe we should have drank.
Maybe we should have.
We fucked up.
Is this
We didn't even follow our own formula.
No. Well, because sometimes we have so many fun, sober movie days.
We do.
And this was
It's
not one of them.
This one we should have had a
Oh.
whole bottle of Malort.
So this was a 1 fleece blanket, but a 5-bottle wine movie.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. All right, well, we'll be back with another banger next week.
God damn, I hope so.
Fuck me.
God.
I just feel bad about everything right now.
It's fine.
We'll watch Home Alone.
Yes.
Do you see? You can see the signature on the VHS.
Oh, yeah, look at
It's
that.
just a little scribble because my pen ran out.
Oh my goodness, I love it.
Okay, well, this is our podcast.
Yeah,
and,
here we go.
I hope you enjoyed what we had to say.
Because we enjoy you.
We enjoy you. And please subscribe, write us a review, join our Patreon, write us an email. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. I mean, we're not really good at it, but like we try.
but we're there.
We're there. we have a presence.
That's it.
Cool. We'll see you next week. I'm Jill.
And I'm Kayla.
And we are
I wanna wear your skin.
Bye.
Bye.